In the deep shadows of a moonlit forest, a heartbeat echoes, laden with both fear and hope. A guardian's love burns brighter than the stars, igniting a quest that will test the bounds of magic and destiny. Will he brave the dark to save her? Ethan, the guardian, felt the pull of destiny in his chest, urging him towards the hidden realm where his beloved Lyra was lost. The whispers of the night spoke of danger, yet love's fire burned fiercely within him, pushing him onward. With each step deeper into the unknown, Ethan recalled the tender moments they shared, laughter under the stars, and secret promises exchanged in the stillness of night. Each memory fueled his resolve, igniting his very spirit. Suddenly, a chilling howl pierced the night air, echoing through the trees. Shadows stirred, taking on ominous forms as magical creatures emerged, drawn by the heartbeat of his love and the fire of his quest. Ethan's heart raced. He summoned his courage, wielding his sword infused with ancient magic. The creatures lunged, but he stood firm, determined to protect the love that gave him strength. With a swift motion, he struck down the first creature, its form dissipating into shimmering dust. Each victory pushed him closer to Lyra, but more beasts joined the fray, a testament to the darkness guarding her. As he fought, Ethan could hear Lyra's distant voice, calling to him through the veil of shadows. It was a song only he could hear, a melody of love intertwining with the chaos around him. Drawing upon the essence of their shared bond, Ethan unleashed a powerful spell, lighting up the forest. The shadows recoiled, revealing a path that twisted towards Lyra's imprisoned heart. Each step on the path was laden with uncertainty, but Ethan pressed on, guided by unwavering love. Through twisted roots and gnarled trees, the echo of her heartbeat resonated louder, urging him forward. Finally, he reached a clearing where the moonlight danced upon a crystal prison. Within it lay Lyra, her spirit flickering like a candle, trapped by dark magic, yet still glowing with hope for her guardian's arrival. "I will not abandon you," Ethan shouted, channeling every ounce of his love into a spell. As he raised his sword, the air crackled with energy, and he could feel Lyra's heart responding to his call. With a mighty strike, Ethan shattered the crystal. Light erupted from within, engulfing both him and Lyra. Time stood still, and for a moment, they were entwined in a luminous embrace, free at last. As the light faded, Ethan found himself in a new realm where love and magic intertwined. They had broken the chains of darkness together, but their journey was far from over. A new adventure awaited them both. Together they faced the horizon, hearts beating in sync, knowing that as long as they had each other, no shadow could ever dim their bond. In love's embrace, they had found their destiny. In the end, love is the most potent magic of all, capable of overcoming even the darkest of nights. As Ethan and Lyra stand united, their hearts forever entwined, a new tale begins on the horizon. As night enveloped the world, Ethan and Lyra stepped into the shadowy woods where whispers of magic danced through the air. The moon cast an ethereal glow illuminating their path and revealing creatures lurking in the darkness. With hearts racing, they ventured deeper, knowing danger awaited but love propelled them forward. Suddenly, a rustle in the underbrush caught their attention, causing them to halt in their tracks. From the shadows emerged a graceful, silver-furred fox with eyes that sparkled like stars. "I am Naira, guardian of the realms," she proclaimed, her voice melodic yet urgent. "You seek the lost relic, but first you must prove your hearts are pure." In awe, Ethan and Lyra exchanged glances, feeling the weight of the fox's words. "What must we do?" Ethan asked, his voice steady despite the fluttering in his heart. Naira smiled knowingly. "You must face the trials of the heart, where your love will be tested against the whispers of doubt and fear that linger in the dark." Naira led them to a clearing where ancient stones held secrets of the past. Each stone glowed with a different hue, resonating with the emotions of those who dared to touch them. "Choose wisely," For each trial will reveal your deepest fears and desires, testing the very fabric of your bond, she warned. Taking a deep breath, Lyra stepped forward, her hand trembling as she reached for a stone pulsating with a soft, warm light. The moment her fingers brushed its surface, shadows encircled her, manifesting her insecurities. You are not enough for him, they hissed, echoing her own doubts. Ethan's heart ached at the sight of Lyra's struggle. He stepped closer, his voice firm. You are more than enough, Lyra. Your strength is the light that guides me. Don't let these shadows define you. His words pierced through the darkness, igniting a spark of hope within her. With Ethan's encouragement, Lyra summoned her inner strength, banishing the shadows with a radiant light that burst from her heart. The stone shimmered brighter, absorbing her confidence, and the whispers faded into silence. Naira nodded in approval, her eyes reflecting pride. Next, it was Ethan's turn. He approached a stone that flickered with a harsh, cold light. As he touched it, visions of failure and betrayal swirled around him. In his mind, he saw Lyra's disappointment, a future without her, and it gripped his heart with icy fingers. Fighting against the despair, Ethan closed his eyes and remembered their journey. The laughter, the shared dreams, and the love that had brought them together. Lyra believes in me. I cannot let fear win, he shouted, channeling all his love into dispelling the darkness. The ground trembled as Ethan's love erupted like a beacon, illuminating the dark forest. Shadows recoiled, and the stone glowed fiercely, absorbing his courage. Naira beamed, witnessing their love's triumph over doubt, recognizing their bond had grown even stronger. With both trials completed, Naira guided them deeper into the forest. The air shimmered with magic, revealing a hidden path that twisted toward a distant glow. The relic awaits, hidden in the Temple of Echoes, but beware of the keeper who guards its secrets, she warned. As they approached the temple, an ominous silence cloaked the area. The grand structure loomed before them, adorned with intricate carvings that seemed to tell stories of old. But the air was thick with tension, and both knew that their greatest challenge was yet to come. A figure awaited them at the entrance, a tall, shadowy being with piercing eyes that shone like molten silver. I am the keeper of secrets, it declared, voice echoing through the stillness. Only those who prove their worth may enter and claim the relic. What must we do to prove our worth? Lyra asked, her voice steady despite the fear coursing through her. The keeper smiled, revealing sharp fangs. You must face your past and reveal your true selves. Only then will the way to the relic be opened. Ethan and Lyra stepped forward, knowing that to unveil their pasts meant confronting the shadows they had long hidden away. The keeper gestured, and a swirling mist enveloped them, pulling them into a shared vision of their darkest memories. In the vision, Ethan relived the moment he lost his family. Fear, regret, and helplessness overtook him. Lyra saw the betrayal of a close friend, the scars of mistrust etched deep within her heart. Both felt the weight of their past like a shroud, testing their resolve. But as the shadows closed in, a light flickered between them, igniting their passion and love. They reached for each other, hands intertwining, reminding one another that they were not alone. Together, they were stronger than the remnants of their past. With renewed courage, Ethan and Lyra faced the shadows head on. We are not defined by our past, they declared in unison, their voices echoing through the void. The shadows shrieked, retreating, unable to withstand the power of their united love and the truth of their hearts. The mist dissolved, and they found themselves back before the keeper, who regarded them with a mix of admiration and respect. You have faced your shadows and emerged stronger. You have proven your worth. The path to the relic is now open. With a wave of the keeper's hand, the massive doors of the temple creaked open, revealing a magnificent chamber bathed in golden light. The relic, A shimmering crystal floated above a pedestal, pulsating with energy that beckoned them closer. As they approached the crystal, Ethan felt its power resonating with his own heart. Lyra reached out, trembling with anticipation. "This is it, Ethan. The key to our future," she whispered, her eyes wide with hope and wonder. But just as they were about to grasp the crystal, the keeper's voice boomed, echoing through the chamber. "To claim the relic, you must be willing to sacrifice the thing you hold most dear. Are you ready for this challenge?" Ethan and Lyra exchanged nervous glances, hearts pounding. What could they possibly sacrifice? Their love? Their lives? The question hung heavy in the air, and they felt the weight of the decision pressing upon them. After a long silence, Ethan stepped forward, determination etched on his face. "If it means saving our world and protecting our love, I would sacrifice anything," he declared, his voice unwavering. Lyra's heart swelled with pride and love for him in that moment. Lyra joined him, voice steady. "I would sacrifice my past, my fears, anything that stands between us and our future, if it means protecting our love," she vowed, her spirit ignited by Ethan's courage. Together, they stood united, ready to face the unknown. The crystal pulsed brightly, reacting to their resolve. The keeper nodded, a hint of approval in their eyes. "Your love is indeed powerful. The sacrifice you offer is accepted, and the relic is yours to claim. Use it wisely, for it holds the fate of your world within its light." With trembling hands, Ethan and Lyra reached for the crystal together. As their fingers brushed against its surface, a surge of energy enveloped them, filling their hearts with warmth and hope. They had taken the first step toward their destiny, but the journey was far from over. As the energy subsided, they found themselves outside the temple, the night sky ablaze with stars. Yet the air crackled with tension, for they knew that the keeper's warning still lingered. Darkness awaited them, and their true battle had just begun. As they made their way back through the dark forest, shadows flitted between the trees, whispering secrets of danger ahead. But their bond was stronger, and with the relic's power coursing through them, they felt ready to face whatever challenges lay in wait. Suddenly, a chilling howl echoed through the trees, sending shivers down their spines. It was a creature of the night, summoned by the dark forces that sought to claim the relic for themselves. Ethan and Lyra tightened their grip on each other's hands, ready to stand together against the looming threat. The creature lunged at them, its eyes glowing with malevolence. But with the relic's energy surging within them, Ethan and Lyra stepped forward, united in purpose. "We will protect what is ours," they shouted in unison, channeling their love into a brilliant shield of light. The shield burst forth, colliding with the creature, creating a blinding explosion of light and shadow. The force knocked the creature back, howling in rage as it recoiled from their love's power. In that moment, they realized that their bond was their greatest weapon. Emboldened by their triumph, Ethan and Lyra pressed on, aware that this battle was just the beginning. They had taken a stand against the darkness, and with each step forward, they felt the relic's strength guiding them, illuminating their path toward an uncertain yet hopeful future. But as they ventured deeper into the night, the shadows grew thicker and a sense of dread settled over them. Unbeknownst to them, the dark forces were gathering, plotting their next move to reclaim the relic and extinguish the light that had been ignited. Just as they began to doubt, Naira appeared before them once more, her form shimmering in the night. "The darkness will always try to reclaim what you hold dear," she warned. "But remember, light shines brightest when it is shared. You must not face this alone." Her words resonated deeply, and together they realized that their love was not just a shield, but also a beacon that could rally others against the darkness. "We must gather allies, friends who believe in our cause," Lyra suggested, her eyes lighting up with determination. Nodding in agreement, Ethan added, "We need to seek out anyone who stands against the shadows. The more of us there are, the stronger we become." With a renewed sense of purpose, they turned to follow Naira, ready to forge a larger alliance to confront the looming threat together. As they journeyed, Naira led them to a hidden glade where magical beings gathered. Shifters, Fae, and other guardians united against the darkness. The sight filled their hearts with hope and determination, knowing they were not alone in this fight. Ethan and Lyra stepped forward, hearts racing as they introduced themselves. "We seek your aid against the shadows that threaten our world," Lyra implored, her voice echoing in the glade. The magical beings listened intently, sensing the urgency in her words. The leader of the Fae, a regal figure with silver wings, stepped forward. "We have felt the darkness creep into our lands, and we stand ready to join your fight. Together, we will not let the shadows reclaim what is light," she declared, her voice strong and unwavering. Encouraged by the Fae's resolve, shifters stepped forward, each pledging their loyalty. "We are strong and swift, and we will fight alongside you," one shifter said, his eyes fierce with determination. The energy in the glade buzzed with newfound hope. As the gathering erupted in support, Ethan and Lyra felt a surge of love and warmth swell within them. With allies by their side, they knew they could face the darkness together. The light of their bond illuminated the glade, drawing more beings to their cause. United by a common goal, the magical beings began strategizing, creating a plan to confront the darkness. Lyra stood at the forefront, her heart racing with excitement and fear. They were about to embark on a mission that would change the fate of their world. Just as the plans were solidifying, a sudden chill swept through the glade. Naira's ears perked up, sensing an approach. "The darkness is near. Prepare yourselves," she warned, urgency filling her tone, as shadows began creeping at the edges of their sanctuary. Ethan and Lyra exchanged determined glances. They had come too far to turn back now. With their allies gathered, they stepped forward, ready to face the shadows that threatened their world. "Together, we are unstoppable," Ethan shouted, rallying the group. As the shadows lunged forward, Ethan and Lyra led the charge, their love igniting a brilliant light that pushed back the darkness. The battle began, a fierce clash of light against shadow, each side fighting for their existence and ideals, but the love that bound them was their greatest strength. The magical beings fought fiercely, their powers intertwining, creating a dazzling display of light and color that dazzled the eyes. But the shadows were relentless, pushing back with equal ferocity. It was a struggle for hope against despair, love against hate. Ethan and Lyra fought side by side, their bond amplifying their abilities. With every strike, they felt the strength of their love protecting them. But as the shadows encroached, they realized the battle was far from over. They needed to find a way to defeat the darkness once and for all. Amidst the chaos, Lyra remembered the relic's wisdom. "Ethan, we must channel our love. Together, we can create a force that will banish the shadows for good," she shouted over the din of battle. Ethan nodded, determination shining in his eyes. Together, they focused their energy, the relic glowing brightly in the midst of the battle. As they stood united, a wave of light erupted from their joined hands, surging forward to engulf the shadows. With one final push, they aimed to reclaim their world from the grip of darkness, knowing their love could prevail. As the wave of light surged forth, the darkness shuddered, revealing glimpses of the twisted forms lurking within. Ethan felt a surge of strength course through him, powered by the love he shared with Lyra. Together, they forged ahead, determined to reach the source of the shadows and rescue the lost souls trapped within. They sprinted through the dense underbrush, each step echoing with the heartbeat of destiny. Echoes of ancient battles filled the air, whispering secrets of those who had fought and fallen before them. The path grew treacherous, marked with remnants of broken spells and faded sigils. Suddenly, a chilling howl pierced the night, sending shivers down their spines. Shadows coalesced into a monstrous wolf, its eyes glimmering with malevolence. Ethan instinctively stepped in front of Lyra, ready to defend her at all costs, heart racing with the weight of their bond. Stay behind me, Ethan commanded, his voice steady despite the fear bubbling within. With a swift motion, he drew his dagger, its blade shimmering with the light of the relic. The wolf lunged forward, teeth bared, as the two collided in a flurry of motion. In a blink, the clash echoed in the air, reverberating like thunder. Ethan's dagger met the wolf's jaw, a spark of magic igniting between them. Energy flared and resonated, the ground trembling underfoot as ancient forces stirred. With every strike, Ethan felt the dark magic of the wolf trying to seep into his soul, threatening to extinguish the light within. He could hear Lyra's voice urging him on, her faith igniting a fire deep in his heart. Together, they had to overcome this monster. Lyra stepped forward, channeling her energy into the relic, its glow intensifying. She whispered ancient words of power, hoping to bind the darkness. The air thickened, and the shadows recoiled, granting Ethan a moment of clarity amidst the chaos. With renewed vigor, Ethan lunged at the wolf again, his heart synchronized with Lyra's chants. The relic pulsed, sending waves of light crashing against the creature. It howled, a sound of both fury and fear, caught in the light's grip. In a desperate bid to shift the tide, Ethan remembered the bonds of those they fought for. He pictured the faces of their friends and family, fueling his strength with love and sacrifice. The relic responded, intensifying the light, empowering him further. Ethan released a powerful cry, a declaration of their unity against the darkness. The wolf staggered back, its form flickering as the magic collided. It was not just a battle of strength. It was a clash of destinies intertwined. With one final surge, Ethan thrust the dagger forward, infused with Lyra's light. The wolf howled one last time as the magic enveloped it, dissolving the darkness that had corrupted its heart. A moment of silence followed, thick with tension. As the darkness lifted, the forest trembled, revealing the beauty hidden beneath the shadows. Ethereal lights flickered to life, illuminating the once ominous trees. They had won this battle, but the war was far from over. Exchanging a glance filled with unspoken understanding, Ethan and Lyra pressed onward, hearts beating in unison. They felt the presence of others awaiting their help, whispers of lost souls, calling out for salvation from the depths of despair. As they ventured deeper, the air thickened with a palpable tension, the remnants of dark magic still lingering. Shadows slithered at the edges of their vision, reminding them of the lurking danger and the sacrifices yet to be made. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a clearing, its beauty a stark contrast to the chaos surrounding them. In the center lay a shimmering pool, its waters reflecting the light of the moon and the stars. This was a sacred sight, a well of hope amidst the darkness. Ethan approached the pool, kneeling beside it as he reached out to touch the water. A surge of warmth enveloped him, igniting the relic once more. Visions of those imprisoned in shadows flashed before his eyes, their desperate cries echoing in his mind. Lyra joined him, her intuition guiding her hands as she traced symbols in the air. She called upon the spirits of the forest, pleading for their guidance and strength. The waters began to ripple, responding to her call as if the very earth listened. The pool's surface shimmered as visions materialized, lost souls trapped in a shadowy realm, their plight pulling at the strings of Ethan and Lyra's hearts. A sense of urgency filled the air, pushing them to act before it was too late. Ethan's heart raced as he witnessed familiar faces among the trapped souls, friends who had fought alongside them. "We have to save them," he exclaimed, determination igniting a fire within. Their love would not let them falter in the face of darkness. Lyra nodded, her voice steady as she spoke ancient incantations. The relic pulsed in response, a beacon of hope as they prepared to open a gateway to the shadowy realm. They could sense the weight of countless souls resting on their shoulders, but their love shone brighter than fear. As the incantations rose, the winds whipped around them, carrying whispers of support from the spirits of the forest. The pool bubbled, forming a swirling vortex that beckoned them closer. This was the moment they had to seize. Hope lay just beyond the veil. With a leap of faith, Ethan grasped Lyra's hand, and together they stepped into the vortex. A rush of energy enveloped them, pulling them into the shadowy realm where their friends were held captive. The air thickened with despair, yet their hearts clung to hope. Emerging from the other side, they found themselves in a dark landscape filled with swirling fog and distant cries. The colors were muted, life drained from the world, yet in the distance they could make out the faint glow of a prison where their friends were kept. The sight filled them with urgency, and they raced toward the glow, hearts pounding in sync. Each step felt heavy, but their love propelled them forward, fueling their determination to break the chains binding their friends. As they approached, the prison revealed itself, a fortress of dark stone surrounded by swirling shadows. Guards made of black mist patrolled the perimeter, their eyes burning with malice. Ethan and Lyra exchanged a glance, knowing they had to be stealthy. They hid behind a cluster of shadows, hearts racing as they observed the guards' movements. Ethan whispered a plan, outlining a distraction, while Lyra would summon the magic of the relic to aid their escape. Time was of the essence. With a deep breath, they executed their plan. Ethan created a ruckus, drawing the guards away, while Lyra summoned a shimmering shield around herself. The moment felt electric as they danced between danger and hope, their hearts united in purpose. The guards fell for the ruse, rushing toward the noise, leaving the path to the prison unguarded. Lyra sprinted to the entrance, her heart pounding with anticipation. They had to reach their friends before the guards realized their mistake. Inside the prison, a dim light flickered, revealing the anguished faces of their friends. The sight struck Ethan and Lyra like a lightning bolt, igniting their resolve to fight against every ounce of darkness imprisoning their loved ones. Ethan's heart ached at the sight, but he steeled himself, focusing on the relic's power. He knew they had to act quickly. Lyra stepped closer, channeling her energy into the relic, illuminating the cell with a warm light that pierced the gloom. With determination, Ethan approached the cell door, its iron bars cold and unyielding. He could hear the whispers of his friends, urging him to save them. Lyra's light pulsed with intensity, synchronizing with his resolve, amplifying their power. Together, they placed their hands on the iron bars, infusing them with the warmth of their love. The relic flared brightly, and with a surge of magic, the bars began to glow and melt away, as if yielding to the strength of their bond. As the last of the bars dissolved, their friends stumbled out, eyes wide with disbelief. Relief washed over Ethan and Lyra, their hearts soaring as they embraced their comrades. It was a reunion born of love, forged in the fires of sacrifice. "We thought you'd never come," one friend exclaimed, tears of joy streaming down their face. Ethan smiled, knowing that their love and determination had triumphed against despair. But there was no time to linger. They had to escape before the guards returned. Ethan and Lyra led the group toward the exit, hearts pounding as they retraced their steps. The sound of distant guards grew louder, urgency propelling them forward. Together, they were stronger, each heartbeat echoing their determination. Just as they reached the entrance, a shadow lunged from the darkness, a guard snarling and ready to pounce. Ethan instinctively stepped forward, ready to protect his friends once more. Lyra stood beside him, her relic glowing fiercely. With a swift motion, Ethan drew his dagger again, determination infused in every strike. Lyra chanted a protective spell intertwining their powers. Together, they were an unstoppable force against the darkness threatening to consume them. The guard howled as Ethan's blade met its form, collapsing into shadows that dissipated into the air. It was a reminder that darkness could be vanquished, but they had to stay vigilant. Together, they burst through the entrance into the open air. Taking a moment to gather their breath, they stood together, the night sky overhead twinkling with stars. The bond between them was stronger than ever, forged in the heat of battle and united by love. But the journey was far from over. Ethan looked at Lyra, a renewed sense of purpose in his gaze. We have to find the source of the shadows, he declared, knowing this fight would determine the fate of their world. They had to confront the darkness head on with their united hearts. With newfound resolve, the group set off toward the heart of the shadowy realm. The air crackled with magic, both dark and light. As they journeyed deeper, a sense of foreboding resting over them. They were warriors, and this was their quest. As they trekked forward, they could feel the dark magic pulsing, pushing back against their light. Ethan and Lyra held hands tightly, reminding each other of their purpose. Together, they would dismantle the darkness and restore hope to their world. They came upon a massive wall, an ancient structure pulsating with dark energy. Symbols of protection were etched into its surface, but the malevolent magic twisted and corrupted them. Lyra approached, feeling the weight of despair clinging to her heart. Ethan stepped forward, placing a hand against the wall, feeling the torment radiating from within. "We can break through this together," he said, his voice steady. The relic hummed in response, pushing back against the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Lyra joined him, her energy intertwining with Ethan's as they summoned the power of the relic. The wall crackled with intensity, light bursting forth as they pushed back against the shadows. This was their moment of truth, and they would not back down. With a final surge, the wall shattered, releasing a wave of dark energy that swirled around them. As they emerged victorious, they felt a shift in the atmosphere, the balance of power beginning to tilt in their favor. Hope ignited within their hearts. As the dust settled, a path opened before them, revealing a luminous portal shimmering with possibilities. Ethan and Lyra exchanged looks filled with determination. They were one step closer to confronting the heart of darkness that had plagued their world. They stepped into the portal, the air around them electrifying with energy as they were transported to a new realm. This place resonated with ancient power, the very fabric of magic weaving together hope and despair in a delicate balance. As they emerged into the new realm, visions of past battles and ancient guardians filled their minds. They could sense the spirits of those who had fought before them, guiding their steps. These echoes inspired them to carry on their sacred quest. Ethan tightened his grip on Lyra's hand, her presence bringing him comfort amidst the uncertainty. They moved forward, their hearts intertwined, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. Together, they were unstoppable. Eventually, they encountered a majestic figure cloaked in light, a guardian of the realm. With wise eyes that seemed to see beyond time, the guardian spoke, "Your love has brought you far, but the greatest trials await. Will you proceed?" Ethan and Lyra exchanged glances filled with unwavering resolve. "We will face any trial together," Ethan declared, his voice steady. Their love was a beacon, lighting the path ahead as the guardian nodded, acknowledging their strength. The guardian raised a hand, and the air shimmered as a portal to the heart of darkness materialized. A swirling vortex of shadow awaited them, its depths calling out with the promise of dread, but also the potential for liberation. The moment was at hand. With hearts pounding, Ethan and Lyra stepped forward, ready to confront the heart of darkness. The vortex pulsed with the energy of fear and despair, yet their love burned brighter, guiding them through the chaos. As they plunged into the vortex, reality warped around them, shadows swirling like a tempest. Ethan held Lyra close, their love a lifeline amidst the chaos. This was the moment they had fought for, and they would not falter now. Emerging from the swirling darkness, they found themselves in a vast chamber, its walls adorned with flickering flames and deep shadows. In the center, a dark throne loomed, casting an oppressive aura as shadowy figures writhed in the corners. Sitting upon the throne was a figure cloaked in shadows, eyes glinting like dark stars. With a voice laced with malice, the figure spoke. "You dare challenge me? Your love is meaningless here." The words echoed ominously, sending chills down their spines. Ethan stepped forward, unwavering in the face of the darkness. "Our love is our strength," he declared, feeling Lyra's presence beside him. Together, they stood united, ready to confront the darkness that had threatened their world. The dark figure laughed, a sound that resonated through the chamber like thunder. You think love can save you? I will show you the true meaning of despair. With a wave of its hand, shadows lunged toward Ethan and Lyra, a tidal wave of darkness. Ethan and Lyra braced themselves as the darkness surged forward, their hearts synchronized in fear and defiance. Lyra held the relic high, its light blazing as she called upon the spirits of hope to shield them from the impending shadows. As the shadows closed in, a protective barrier flared to life around them, the relic's power merging with their love. The darkness crashed against the barrier, momentarily held at bay as the couple stood resolute, hearts pounding with courage. Ethan and Lyra exchanged resolute glances, each heartbeat echoing their determination. Together, we can break this darkness, Ethan shouted, and with a surge of energy, they poured their love into the relic, the light intensifying. With a powerful cry, they unleashed the full force of their love, the relic bursting forth with blinding light. The darkness shrieked as it was engulfed, shadows retreating in terror. Hope surged in the chamber, a beacon cutting through despair. As the blinding light faded, the chamber transformed, shadows dissolving into a kaleidoscope of colors. The dark figure howled in rage, but Ethan and Lyra stood victorious, hearts intertwined in triumph. They had faced the heart of darkness and emerged stronger. Together, they turned to face the world outside, knowing their battle was only the beginning. With their friends by their side and love as their guide, they would continue to fight for a brighter future. The heartbeat of hope echoed in their hearts,